Hey, good morning. Again, my name's Thaddeus Cleveland, and I'm the sheriff of Terrell County out in West Texas, Big Bend area. As it was mentioned, I'm also served 26 years in the United States Border Patrol. Thank you, Fair, for having me back again to Washington to be able to come up and speak a little bit about what we're experiencing out in Texas. I like to always start off by saying in Terrell County, we don't have a crime problem. We've got a national security problem. My county has 54 miles of border with Mexico. We're the 10th largest county in the state of Texas. When the current administration first took over, we had a 289% increase in illegal alien apprehensions. In 2022, the second year, we had a 417% increase in illegal apprehensions. We're experiencing the same thing that all across the southwest border other communities are experiencing. Maybe not in the same amount of numbers, just due to the lack of infrastructure in Mexico and the lack of infrastructure on the U.S. side to facilitate the smuggling. But I tell you, we have really bared the burden of what's happening from this administration. I always like to make the comparison that you see what's going on now. I don't want to point fingers one administration to the other because I'll tell you they've all failed us, whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat. When I started in the United States Border Patrol under President Clinton added fencing along the southwest border. Then we moved on to President Bush. President Bush added fencing along the southwest border. President Obama added fence along the southwest border. And of course, President Trump added fence across the southwest border. This administration has done absolutely nothing to protect our border with Mexico. I tell you, it's sad what's going on. We talk about apprehensions. I gave you some figures. We also have deaths that are going on. My county, when I was a U.S. Border Patrol agent there the last 11 years, we'd experienced about one death a year. Since this administration took over, we've had 37 deaths. Since I took over as sheriff 18 months ago, we've had 25. 20 of those I put in body bags myself with my deputies. If you've never put a body in a body bag, or if you've never experienced that, I mean, from all points of decomposition, whether it was just bones to those that had died just hours before we got there, it's not a fun thing. We don't want to see anybody die across our border. So again, thank you for having me. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention those families that have lost loved ones from fentanyl. I've had the opportunity to speak at several events to support those families. This is a solvable problem. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. We can fix this. We need to come together. So thank you all for having me today.